What if I told you some people can push their eyeballs outward on purpose, and it's not a magic trick? It's a verified record. In the next few minutes, we're going from eye-popping measurements to tongues that work like tools, and fingernails longer than you are tall. These are the strangest body feet records of recent years, where the stats are real, the visuals are wild, and the human body is the plot twist. A quick note before we start. These records aren't just, "Look what I can do." They're measured, documented, and defined by specific rules. And behind every number is a story. Sometimes genetics, sometimes training, sometimes a very questionable decision made with a straight face. So let's open the Insight Vault and start with the record that makes most people physically recoil. The farthest eyeball protrusion record is held by Williams Martin Sanchez Lopez of Uruguay, measured at 19 millimeters. That's about 3/4 of an inch. Not a blink, not a trick. He can push his eyes outward by relaxing the muscles around them. He first noticed it as a kid, messing around with friends, and later discovered it was record-level unusual. For context, the female record is held by Kim Goodman from the United States with a protrusion measured at 12 millimeters. Different categories, different bodies, but the same takeaway. Human anatomy has ranges that sound fake until you see the ruler. And if the eyeball record made you squint, the next one might make you stick your tongue out without realizing it. Longest tongue, female, Chanel Tapper of the United States, measured at 9.75 centimeters from tip to lips. That's about 3.8 inches, long enough that she can touch her nose and even lift a spoon for a quick stunt. It's one of those records that sounds like a party trick, until you realize it's a precise measurement with a very specific definition. Tongues are pure muscle, no bones, so length is only part of the story. Control is the other half. Some people can curl, fold, or even taco their tongue. Chanel's record is about raw length, measured the same way every time. And now, we're going from muscle to something that looks like a costume, but is actually a rare condition. Hairiest face on a male is held by Lalit Patidar of India, whose face is covered in hair across more than 95% of its surface. The cause is a rare condition called hypertrichosis, sometimes described as making someone 1 in a billion. It's not a beard trend. It's biology, something you live with every day, and something the world stares at before it understands. Records like this aren't just measurements, they're routines. Grooming takes time, and attention follows you everywhere. And that's a pattern you'll see again. Some records come from genetics, and some come from years of commitment to an idea most people would quit in a week. Which brings us to a record that's basically commitment you can't hide, because it's attached to your hands. Longest fingernails on a pair of hands, male, Lu Kong Huyen of Vietnam, with a combined length of about 594.45 centimeters. That's 19 feet 6 inches, longer than a lot of rooms are wide, and taller than a giraffe if you stack the measurement upright. The number is shocking, but the real question is simpler. How do you function day to day with that? With extreme nails, everything becomes a strategy. How you pick things up, how you travel, even how you rest your hands. They're also fragile. One wrong snag can undo years. So maintenance isn't optional. It's the whole lifestyle. Now let's switch from slow, careful living to a record that's all speed, control, and physics. Contortion records can look like CGI, but they're measured like sports. Eddie John Brown of Sierra Leone set 2 in just 17 days. First, most full-body revolutions in 1 minute in a chest stand, 38. That's a spin every couple seconds while folded like a human question mark. It's flexibility, yes, but it's also balance, momentum, and not getting dizzy while your body is doing something it was never designed for. The second record, most consecutive full-body backbend handstand revolutions, 21. Imagine a handstand. Now bend backward into a bridge, and then rotate your entire body again and again without collapsing. This is the kind of feat where the record isn't just, can you do it? It's, can you do it perfectly, repeatedly, on the clock? Next up, the largest afro on a living person, female, held by Jessica "Jesses" Martinez of the United States. Her hair was measured at 29 centimeters tall, 31 centimeters wide, and 190 centimeters in circumference. And this record isn't about a wig or a trick. It's about natural hair volume, care, and the patience it takes to grow and maintain that shape. Big hair is work. Detangling, moisturizing, shaping. Every step affects the final measurement. And unlike some records, this one is a moving target. Humidity, shrinkage, and styling can change the size from day to day. But if you think hair measurements are strange, wait until you hear what one guy managed to fit in his nose. Most matches held in the nose is held by Martin Strobe of Sweden, who managed to insert 81 matches. 81. That's not a typo. It's the kind of record that instantly creates two questions: how and why. And while we're not recommending anyone try it, it does highlight something real. The body has flexible spaces people don't think about. Quick bonus round, because body records get even stranger when you look back. Gary Turner from the UK is known for extreme skin elasticity, able to stretch his skin far beyond what most people can imagine. And on the please don't side of history, Johnny Strange once released 6 animal traps off his body in 1 minute. When you line these up, you start to see categories. Some records are born, genetics and rare conditions. Others are built, training, repetition, discipline. And a few are chosen chaos. The kind of feat where the measurement is simple, but the decision-making is the real mystery. Either way, the common thread is that the human body is adaptable, and people are endlessly creative about testing the edges of that adaptability.
Please subscribe and share if you want more interesting stories and mysteries. Your support helps us keep exploring the unknown. See you in the next video.